but I'll introduce it. You keep concentrating, then you can ask.
Okay.
You just tell me when I'm on.
I think it's good.
It's live?
Yep.
Hi guys, we're going to be doing the full moon reading. It's the flower full moon today, the full moon in May. Let's see, what's the astrological sign right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Taurus, probably.
Yeah, Taurus. My little brother's a Taurus, and
Yeah,
he's born right now.
So it's the full moon in Taurus, the flower moon. We use
I'm
these.
trying to just open your channel. I don't mean to keep having this talk.
We use the Prism Oracle Guidebook by Nicole Pivarato. It comes with a set of 45 cards, and they're nice and colorful. Right now, Carl is here. He is shuffling the cards, getting them ready.
Shuffle. Not
And,
yet.
and this is how you prepare it. So you calm your mind, you touch every card, so you put your energy into the cards. You shuffle the cards and you feel the cards and the energy and the presence. You try to clear your mind. If you have any questions, you can ask it questions, but don't ask it with any like preset answers in mind or anything. Just kind of be very open.
Mm-hmm.
Stop when the cards call you to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then cut the cards into piles and then put the piles back in any order. And then all of this prepares the cards for the drawing. And then you draw the top cards. We're going to be finding the energy to release, how to release it, the lesson to learn, and the outcome of the release. So as you come and see the cards, they're all like this. They all have different words and different like little blurbs that we can read. You will start to understand what this means if you've never seen an oracle card reading before. So you said you had some questions.
Yes. How do these? In my time with this, I've noticed that the order and everything is real.
Mm-hmm.
I can't necessarily decide the length of the reading or how long it's going to take for each step to go through.
Right.
If it's a longer period of time reading or a shorter one, because sometimes the shorter ones are like bing, bing, bing. And then like where like my grandma's cards, her deck is very like can be very like their answer could be tomorrow and then it could be 3 months from now. And then I feel like I spend a little time processing and going through the steps from the reading, sometimes
Mhm.
necessarily before I want another reading.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if a new reading resets your previous reading or if you're just stacking going through all of those different readings as it goes on.
So that's a really good question. For this kind of reading in particular, I like to reset it not after the next reading, but after two. Like this is the full moon reading, and I keep the full moon reading still in mind
Okay.
for the um for the new moon reading, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then after the new moon reading, and that the full 4 weeks has passed, and it's the full moon reading again, that's when I reset everything.
Okay. So
But-
the new moon is still the reset, and this is like a halftime.
Right. So
Okay.
like the whole full moon cycle. Like
Yeah.
these cards will go over the next 4 weeks,
Yeah.
and then the new moon will go for the 4 weeks after that.
Okay.
So it's like kind of shingles.
Yeah.
Like one, then the next, and the next, and they kind of like, you know,
Okay.
they go with the cycle of the moon, the waxing of the moon and the waning of the moon.
Right.
Now, when you have the other ones, like the general check-ins and like the decision ones, those can last a long time.
Those okay, yeah.
So like those might interact with each other.
Yeah.
Like the actual different readings might interact with each other in a different way.
Okay.
All right.
That's yeah, because like the new moon one, right? I had gotten it was energy, pain, reject, creativity, right? That was my path that I needed to creativity, right? To reject the things that were bothering me in order to get to creativity. And then my source card or whatever was space, right? Which is something that I need to be creative.
Right.
Otherwise, I let myself get pulled into other battles.
Yeah, because I was remembering that it was about like you needed to find your creativity in a safer way.
Yeah.
And the you were like all of your energy was going into something that was painful for you.
Yeah.
So like that might still be happening for the next 2 weeks, or like that might be
Yeah, it
something
feels
that
like
you're
I like
you're filling your life with for the next 2 weeks.
because I have been
Sorry.
applying those subconscious directives into my personal algorithm, and I feel like it's working, but I don't necessarily think it's done yet. I think I made the right steps in those directions, but I haven't gotten to full creativity yet from that.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a
And
oracle card reading. It's the full moon, so we do a full moon oracle card reading, and we do a half moon, a new moon oracle card reading.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're about to start.
All right, you about ready, Carl?
yeah,
All
I'm
right.
just about ready.
Well, this is the book. This is the book that we use. It's written and designed by Nicole Pivarato. I don't know who that is.
Me either. We've never looked her up.
Yeah, I'd like to meet her.
So sorry.
So you
Yeah,
do
so
a
just
cut
do
of
your-
three.
Three
do your
piles, three piles.
Yeah. All right, and then like feel the cards and see where your reading is from in this one. All right, and then I can deal them so
Okay.
just to make sure that they're on screen.
So we're gonna deal them out.
All right.
Here we are. We're gonna start doing the reading. This is a full moon reading.
So the first card is going to be the energy to release. So the full moon, like we always say, it's about stuff that has happened and it's time to let go of it a little bit more. Oh, and you got energy. So is this the same card that you got last time
Mm-hmm.
in this position? Yeah. So that's really interesting.
Is that an
So am I
orange card?
Yeah.
So am I
it's
building
orange.
up too much energy at that point?
Yeah. So it does. It
Because-
means that this is something that you need. That like you've used. You've it's run its course right now. That energy and that
Yeah.
energy has to go. So
Okay.
it might be a specific kind of energy. It might be like a timing thing, but like
I was definitely applying rejecting things that bothered me
mhm.
and accepting pain, but also rejecting those loops that would bring me back to said pain. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to use the energy to break a lot of loops. And I think I have. I hope I have,
Yeah.
but I don't.
You've been going pretty hard too because you have a lot of things on your plate.
Yeah.
Right? You have like 7 jobs, right?
Yeah.
So like doing all those things that takes a lot of energy. So it might be something that either you need to
I need
like calibrate somehow, especially before the summer season starts
Mhm.
here.
I
but
need
yeah.
to chill.
Let's.
When
yeah.
this card appears, it asks you to pay attention to the energy that you've either recently cultivated or would like to cultivate. Tap into the momentum of something that you've been working on. Get excited about a new project or even a seemingly mundane task, like cleaning your home.
Or edit.
Now is the time to pursue whatever has been calling to you.
Yeah. Okay. So like, yeah, not just calibrating, but more like tuning things
Reappropriate-
in to the
appropriating
like
from
you're
it,
probably spreading your energy out too far, which is like what you're reading.
I always do that,
always
yeah.
say,
And as a
yeah.
yes person, I end up, it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a yes person is hard.
All right. Let's see how to release. So this is like how to be healthy about the release of energy. Frustration. I think that's also orange.
Frustration, it's on the next page.
Nice.
Okay, frustration. Should I read first?
Go ahead and
Yeah,
read
Yeah.
it first.
For some reason, despite all your best efforts, you aren't able to achieve what you're working toward. And that's frustrating. Instead of getting angry or disappointed, take a step back or a break from whatever is going on. What are some alternative approaches to the situation? Is there a solution that you haven't tried yet? Would a new perspective help you find a solution? So this is how to release. So this makes a lot of sense, right?
Mhm.
Carl's needed to release some energy, which is something he's recently cultivated or something This is hard for me. This one doesn't
Yeah, I think
hit.
like
I think we might need to see more.
yeah, like how do we
I feel
like I guess just like tune into how you've been frustrated lately
I think
and
we
then
literally just did that at the meeting though. I feel like this
mm,
reading is there, but I'm like literally skating on top of it already
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that could be
because
it, right?
I
Like,
thought that I was more frustrated when we shot the other episode, but then it turns out I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was still making myself frustrated
Yeah.
by worrying about that.
there's
Yeah.
such an interesting
That's true.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Because lots of people do this. They think they did a bad job
Mm-hmm.
when they did a neutral to good job. But
Right,
in
like
their
Yeah.
memories, they're like, oh my God, I really messed up. I'm so frustrated with myself. I need to do better.
Yeah.
And that's like what you were
yeah,
saying.
like I like because of that frustration, I interpreted notes as
Yeah.
directing notes or something
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what I mean, instead of just the markers
Right.
and request for insert here.
Yeah.
So I think that's
And then
where,
how
and I was frustrated
yeah,
with
how much
that.
energy you spent on worrying about something that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
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 So I think the card is there. I think I've been skating on it the whole day.
All right,
week.
then the next one is lesson to learn.
So again, we're doing a full moon reading for
Is that
Carl.
another orange?
I think this is red, but it is very much like in the
It is the one right before orange, so it is very close to orange.
yeah.
Carl's gotten the most orange reading I've ever seen.
Yeah.
We are doing a Prism Oracle full moon reading, and we're going to read the Strength card, which is the lesson Carl needs to learn. This card refers to the mental and emotional strength, not just physical strength. It's about finding the inner strength to face your fears, overcome obstacles, and move through difficult times. This card is a call to dig deep into yourself and tap into parts that are strong and courageous.
Mhm.
Even when you might not feel that way, you'll discover that you hold the strength to overcome what you are going through right now.
Yeah.
So this kind of fits in. If
Mhm.
if
I
that
think it's
is
dead on.
if this is you, the energy you need to release is this self-focused, I need to be better energy, which actually makes a lot of
That makes
sense,
so much sense.
especially with frustration.
Mhm.
Then strength makes a lot of sense. It's saying you have to reach in and just know that you did good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't think you did bad. You have the strength within you.
Yeah.
So
that's,
Yeah.
that's so true. Because energy is not necessarily focused.
Mhm.
Strength is often like has to be very focused.
Mhm.
So I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the frustration could be like you're not trying to do something that's possible, or um,
Or it's like
or you're,
I think I'm getting frustrated because I'm not trusting my strength,
yeah, yeah,
you know, and I'm not like I put the energy into it, and I got frustrated over focusing, and I just need the strength to trust
mm-hmm.
that the energy has been allocated in the right place.
Yeah. So I'm really interested on what the
The last
next
card
card
is,
is.
yeah,
I have a guess.
Because I think
it's gonna be orange
no, I think there's a good chance that it's like blue, like
or
completely
purple.
opposite.
Yeah, I'm guessing
So
purple.
this is the outcome of the release. So if you do all these steps
Uh-huh.
and like these help you through,
Uh-huh.
the outcome should be this. Cleanse.
Oh, nice. You were right.
Yeah.
Mine was red.
No, I thought it was gonna be the opposite because like it's so much.
That makes so much sense. All right, we're ready. Cleansing is a beautiful way to show love and appreciation for yourself, your belongings, and your space. It's wiping away the dust and grime to reveal the shine underneath, bringing a sense of calm, ease, and clarity. When this card comes up, ask yourself, what could use a little extra cleansing? How can you give yourself or your space a little extra love?
Yeah, that's great. So this is like a total aside, but you have been spending so much time cleansing for everybody else. Like you helped me yesterday
Mhm.
cleanse something that has nothing to do with you. It doesn't even have to do with me. But it's just like you're like so ready to like do for other people. And so hopefully if you like hear the appreciation that people say
Mhm.
and then know your worth when the people don't say the appreciation, then you can start to like really focus on yourself and like what the things that need to be away from your brain and your space and those sorts of things.
One thing I see here too is if we stick with the energy that, so Carl needs to release this energy he's trying to put in to be really good and really perfect at things. His how to release it is he sees the frustration he has when he thinks about how bad he did, and that gets released when he sees that it was just fine. Right? He did a fine job. He's misremembering the past. He has to lean on his strength, his belief that he is a good and that he deserves good
Right.
and that he did not mess up. And people would tell him, and it would be neutral if he did, when they're not doing that. And in so doing, not he becomes cleansed, but he has an opportunity to, instead of working on these imaginary things that have been like that he is trying to fix in the past,
Right.
he can work on the things he just wants to work on
Yeah.
for himself because he wants to,
Yeah.
not because he's trying to be anything,
Yeah.
but just because he wants to. That
Yeah, that's great.
that's a reading that I would get out of this.
Yeah. Do you feel anything more about this? These all.
This all makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it
you
does
know?
make a lot of
I
sense.
definitely gotta like do a car wash, vacuum out the car, and also like work on my spaces
Yeah.
that I sleep in.
If mostly orange cards come up during a multi-card reading, it's a sign to really tap into the joy and playfulness during this period of your life. Orange is full of energy, which can be invigorating, but also overstimulating. How are these energies emerging in your life right now? Are you feeling excited? Or are you feeling a little too intense? If it's too intense, take a moment to release that energy with a sense of play. Now is the time to take a moment to celebrate all the joy that's apparent within your life, in all the forms that it takes.
Yeah, so I can't remember who said it, but I'm listening to an audiobook about writing. It's called like Dear Writer or something. And
Do I take a fifth source card? Sorry.
yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take an
if
aura
you feel
card.
like you need
No, I don't know if I don't know if I need to. Like it was fun as like a random thing. Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah.
So dear writer.
So she said something like do your creation and whatever, but like to not think about what the like. Do you feel better after you do it, or do you feel worse? And like maybe you're not. If you feel worse, maybe you're not creating because you have something to say, or because of any like good intrinsic organic reason.
Yeah.
Maybe you're creating because like the energy is telling you to create, and the energies that be are like telling you like this is what's going to be good for you, right? And so you're like just following that path. So I think like if you really take this as a message to self-reflect, figure out what you actually want out of the 7 jobs that you have. Like what are the things that you like want.
This is really interesting.
And like to follow that.
Carl and I just shot a video for one of the projects we're working on. And in it, we talked about different types of work and when that makes us feel burnt out and when it recharges us.
Okay.
So basically exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
exactly
just
what the
understand what's
orange,
happening.
how many orange cards are in there say.
Yeah.
Would you like to take an aura card?
Sure.
Yeah. let's
Cut the
do it.
deck wherever you want and pull an aura card.
Flow. Well, do you know what flow is?
No.
Alright, so flow when
Is an
you talk
insurance
about
saleswoman. So-
Yeah.
when you talk
I tried
about
so hard
like
not to make the
your
illustration.
creativity or your workflow, like flow is when you're able to like shut off everything else, all of the other sounds that are happening, and just work. You forget to eat, you forget to sleep, you're not
I need
tired.
that. I missed that.
You don't have to go to the bathroom, you're just
Yeah.
working.
yeah.
That's flow.
The flow state is when you forget you exist and all that happens is you are creating.
Yeah.
It is one of the most desirable states to be in for creatives because it is effortlessly creative.
It's my
Yeah.
goal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's-
There
I've been
are-
trying to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's so good.
The best way to get to flow state that I've found and other artists seem to agree with is to do the thing every day. Just you have to be doing it to give yourself the opportunity to get into flow state.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the more you do that, the more
You're not gonna
easily.
catch waves if you're not sitting in the ocean.
That's exactly right. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Like
Cool.
you like dip your toe in and then you go tan a while and then like you go back in. You're not gonna learn how to swim.
Are you saying that from personal experience?
No, it's dangerous. It's too dangerous. All right, thank you
right.
so much.
Thank
That's,
you.
like I love doing your readings because they're always like
They call me out
So-
so hard.
yeah.
The other side is literally just like, oh, I swear. There's probably like all my guardian angels are probably just sitting there be like, this one, this one, this one.
Yeah, I feel
And then
like
smacking me in the head as they walk away.
when I do my readings, they're all like we have to like have a little talk about it, think about it more abstractly until you find what it means. But like yours always make like so much sense.
I'm just seen like right there, just like
All right, yeah. If you want to sit with us while we do ours, there's a chair over there. But
I can get back to work because you're gonna do the reading and stuff. Do you need me for any of that stuff? Like I don't mind, but
no.
I could,
No, it's just up to you. If you want to
Yeah.
stay,
Yeah.
you can stay. If you
I'll
don't,
still
you
be
don't.
listening from the other room though.
Okay, yeah, you can
Yeah.
put it on the.
Oh wait, you're doing the thing. I'll just go
Yeah.
watch from there.
Yeah,
That's
you can watch
way
it, you can
healthier for the.
Type in.
Thank you. Is this on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna go watch the
I'm
live
gonna go
stream.
watch
That's
live,
off.
but am I not gonna-
That's Carl, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm Chris, the husband. Sometimes I'm
Ah.
referred to as the worser half. Is that what people say?
I was
know.
gonna say the other half. I wasn't gonna say worser. I'm gonna make brownies after this.
I'm the cup of water to her cup of soup.
Wait, what?
So you put a cup of water into a can of soup. Like Campbell's
Oh,
soup
yeah,
is supposed
yeah,
to be.
yeah. I thought you were saying ramen, and I was like, oh, that's nice, because you can't make ramen without that water. But then you didn't seem to be saying that. So these are the cards. They're called the Prism Oracle cards by Nicole Pivarato. I'd love to meet her one day. And I'd love to make my own set of cards too. I think we will one day.
Yeah, we definitely want to make our own set of cards. I'm doing a sketch every day on our shared channel, Sea Monster YK, but I would love to do a oracle card every day and just take 45 days in the calendar, mark the full moons, be aware of all the different moments and cosmically and otherwise, and then go on live every day and can you tell me, is this the bottom of the card?
This is the
Face?
part that doesn't have anything. This is the same side.
As all the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't want to open my eyes when I was focused on the wrong side.
So now this is the preparation for the draw. So you saw that what he did is he touched every card. He's putting his energy into the cards. He's closing his mind, trying to stop like as much extra sensory stuff that's happening to like really feel the cards, put his energy into the cards, and also feel the energy that's coming from the cards, which is not only the energy from the cards, but also the energy from the moon, the earth, the cycles, the sun, also the energy that we have put into the cards on all of the readings past, also the energies that come from the actual colors that are in the cards, which is particularly important when he opens his eyes and he's able to see all the colors.
Yeah, so my eyes are closed. I'm shuffling face up just so you can see the cards, and it just felt right. And that's the whole point of this step, is to do what feels right.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking. I have no idea what's what.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point is to go by sense of feel. And so I figured closing my eyes might be a good experiment in that, and it's feeling great.
Yeah, so then this step here is stop when the cards call you to stop. So he's actually listening to the cards and listening to and feeling if there's any pull. Like if you've ever meditated, sometimes you might feel a pull about something, like when you're meditating to or like sometimes you really listen to your breathing and you figure out like how your belly breath should be and stuff like that. You did drop a card. I'm just gonna insert it here.
Correct direction.
I have my eyes open. So,
Ah, yes. Mm. I dropped a card. So silly.
yeah.
These cards are a size where sometimes also they flip around,
Yeah.
and it's just like they're just, my hands are a little small or the cards are a little big for me to handle them like a normal deck of cards. And I can handle pretty big decks of cards. This is face down now, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So I would say we've had these cards for maybe 2 years, and we've been reading with them since then, and it's been really showing us in a lot of good directions. I think it's been helping us reflect on like the things that we need. And also like we've been honing our skills and our ability to read the cards and relate it to our lives.
Okay, I think I'm ready to do the cuts. Or, me and the cards.
Yeah, so now this step, so the cards are already in the correct order, like all the cards are next to the right cards. And now when you do the cut, like this is when you like really decide which cards, like which top 4 cards are your cards. And then so you put the pile back together the way that it's telling you to do. Okay, so now this is his pile, and then the top 4 cards are his reading today. So
It'll be energy to release, how to release that energy, the lesson that I shall learn, ooh, and the outcome of release.
Alright. Thanks everyone for coming and watching. Even though this is a specific oracle reading for the person who does the shuffle and everything,
If you're here and you're seeing it,
you're also part of the energy, and we really appreciate that. But we also want you to be able to take as much as you can out of the cards too. So we're going to be using the book and reading everything that's in the book about the cards.
all right, let's go. My first energy to release for this full moon cycle is comfort. Don't like that.
Alright, so like I said before, at the full moon, that's when your moon's at your fullest. So that means that you've been taking things in, and now it's time, like you've used that energy, and it's time to say thank you and goodbye to it in a safe way. But we'll get to that next.
So I think for me, this is probably telling me to get out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing that the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a reminder to continue to do that.
Yeah.
And sort of a like, stop, don't prioritize comfort, prioritize good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see. When comfort comes up in a reading, it signals that you may need to invite some more self-care and comfort into your life. A great way to do this is through nourishing your spirit or higher self. This can be something as simple as cleaning out your home and rearranging your space in order to invite in clear and comforting energy. It can also mean taking the time to prepare yourself a meal that your body has been craving. Whatever it is, do it with ease and give your nervous system the gentle break that it needs.
Yeah, and I think it's not that this card is telling me that I have to stop prioritizing comfort.
Mm-hmm.
I think this card is telling me that I am ready to go forward without having to rely so much on like security blankets and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, creature comfort.
Yeah. Number 2.
Yeah, so I talked about getting rid of it in a healthy way, and this is the card that's going to tell us how to
How to release.
death.
This is pretty. Pink and black. Black pink.
The death card in a reading is not about literal death, but instead about a phase or cycle of your life that is dying out. Like the leaves falling from the branches in the fall, this part of your life needs to die to create space for new leaves to emerge in the spring. This can sometimes be difficult and is only natural to mourn if you feel like you need to. Just know that a whole new phase of your life is getting ready to begin.
You know, this death card makes me reevaluate the comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think now it's not that exactly. I think it's release the it's about giving up the comfort that I get from controlling all the aspects of my projects,
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm doing them with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been working very hard to stop that, to stop doing that. Maybe not over the last 2 weeks, and maybe it's time to get back into that.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 weeks I've been focused on something else.
Yeah.
And now it's time to get back, and not something I haven't been focusing on, but something that I need to constantly. And then that death makes a lot of sense because it's the death of the control which gives me to stop seeking the comfort of the control.
Right.
And it changes, turns a new leaf over, and this is a new place.
Mm-hmm.
The death of regrowth.
Yeah, I like that interpretation a lot. Yeah. So then,
Carl agrees.
thank you, Carl. Oh, cleanse, the
This
lesson
is-
to learn. That's funny because the comfort said cleanse also. Like it said something about cleaning your home, right?
Yes.
Also, it's still very pretty, very cool tone and calming.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Cleansing is a beautiful way to show love and appreciation for yourself, your belongings, and your space. It's wiping away the dust and grime to reveal the shine underneath, bringing a sense of calm, ease, and clarity. When this card comes up, ask yourself what could use a little extra cleansing. How can you give yourself or your space a little extra love? All right.
Yeah.
So,
If we stick with the one about control,
mm-hmm.
I mean, that's if you are not having to manage something or to even ask after it, if you decide not to do a thing and let somebody else do it, you've cleansed your mind of the responsibilities of doing these things.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the lesson to learn, is that
Mm. Yeah, I wonder if like the energy to release, sometimes it means to like emanate out of you. So like maybe like in doing that you'll also be comforting the people around you who work on the projects with you.
That's what they keep telling me.
All right, let's see the outcome. This is very calming, very just like
Super.
passion.
I said Superman, but passion is pretty close.
How you perceive passion can depend on what lens you view it through. Passion may be associated with lust and temptation, or it may suggest optimistic action, like a fire in your belly. This card encourages celebrating your passions in whatever form they take. It asks you to acknowledge the flame that sits within you, whether it is a deep conviction, interest, or love. Find what stokes your inner fire and embrace that excitement that comes along with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a card I would prefer. I mean, it's hard at this moment, especially, to think of a card I would prefer in my life to be on a regular basis than passion.
Hmm.
Flow, maybe. We just had
Yeah.
flow, but that I consider those very, very interrelated.
Yeah. So I think the passion, right? So all of the you didn't say this word, but I can't think of the words that you said. The micromanaging.
Yeah, I don't
What is the words that you said?
making choice like I'm making choices
The
about.
control. The
Yeah,
control that you
it's
have over
control.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try very hard for it to not be micromanaging,
Hmm.
and I know I'm getting better at that,
Yeah.
because I might as well just do it myself.
But yeah, but the control, like the things that you like are overly controlling over, have nothing to do with your passion.
Yeah,
They have to do with something else completely, like shame or fear or something else. But
not those, but
some,
same outcome.
yeah, something like that.
It's
But
what is it? Yeah,
but
go
if
on.
you like do cleanse that from
Yeah,
yourself,
this is also my reading.
then like
It'll give me focus. It'll give me the energy and the ability, right?
yeah, if you get rid of that other stuff and you like cleanse your mind of the things that are like bog- potentially bogging you down, the things that
Hmm.
you're not passionate about, then you'll be able to put all of your energy into the passion, like your actual passions.
All right, yeah, I also agree with that. That's exactly, if I learn the cleanse, then I will be free to do more of my passion. I am going to take an oracle card, an aura card, we call it.
Yeah, so single card readings that we do, like we do it in conjunction with our 4 card readings because we don't put these cards back in. Okay, so you got pain, which often means if, like, I know that this talks about if the pain is, it like you don't heal if you don't have pain,
Hmm.
right? Like if you lose feeling in your feet, right, and then like something happens to your foot, you can get gangrene. They have to cut your feet off, right?
Yeah, a lot of people who have feel no pain lose limbs.
Yeah.
It's really a terrible life.
And that never heals. But so the pain really needs to be there. So pain can feel like it's bigger than us, and it can come to us in many forms. It could be a physical, emotional, or psychological manifestation. Remember that after pain comes healing. How can you find healing and be gentle with yourself in this moment?
I think it's an incredibly accurate aura card
Yeah,
for my reading.
yeah.
It really solidifies that my reading is what we said.
I saw a little blink over there. I didn't know what that was.
Migraine.
Maybe. Yeah, so we talked about that. Yeah, and you can still be talking about pain if you have more to. But I'm gonna just prepare my cards for my reading.
Yeah, so we're doing a full moon reading. We're about to do Fatima's.
Flower moon.
It is the flower moon. Right now, Fatima is calming her mind and touching every card, putting her energy into the cards. She will shuffle in order to feel the cards and have a conversation with them, an energy conversation, in order to figure out the order of the cards together. And that will allow her drawing, her reading to come to the front. I think this is very crazy because sometimes I try to apply someone else's reading to me or my reading to someone else, and it doesn't really fit. But when I get my reading, it always seems to fit. The only time I've ever seen a reading that didn't seem to fit was one that we had with Fatima, and eventually it did make sense, but that was less clear whether it was.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it really doesn't jive. Like 2 weeks ago we did one and I think my one of my lessons or something was cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've when I wake up every morning, I like tend to be intuitive with what I do. And I've been doing a lot of cleansing, like physical cleaning of my environment. And it I didn't think that that was something that I needed, but I did. I'm feeling like a lot of pull from the cards today. I think maybe I don't usually go last, and I feel like there's a lot of energy coming from the cards, which is good.
Hmm.
All right.
All right, now Fatima has cut the cards, put them into 3 piles, and put them back in any order, which prepared the cards for the drawing. She is now drawing her cards. This is for a full moon, flower moon reading, which
Full
is all
moon
about
release.
releasing energy.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, so this is my energy to release. Success. I've gotten this once before. So,
This is an orange card. Do you have something to say about this before I do the reading?
not really.
This card signals that it's time to tap into the warm feeling of accomplishment after working incredibly hard and pushing towards your goal. Appreciate your accomplishment and the growing you have experienced along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the energy to release.
Yeah, so
I think we might need to go on.
the last time I got success, it was in the same place on another full moon.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a full moon right after an art show where I sold a piece.
Okay.
And we're not as close to it this time, but we recently had a craft fair where I sold some journals, some of my bigger journals. Really exciting for me. And I remember at that reading where like the feeling of good doesn't come from the actual selling of the piece, because I remember right after that happened, I started like being pulled in a lot of different ways. Like I should keep on making like the same exact thing because people like it. And like I got a post event dip in mood pretty fast.
Yeah.
Even though I was real happy on the day and the day after, I was like felt like I was maybe it was confusing things. Success was confusing things for me.
Yeah.
Even though like I create every single day, like I always am creating and making things and having new ideas, and it's what I like to do. And now that some people are actually buying my goods, it it's very easy to get like swept away
Yeah.
with that.
I think even this is a very specific and I think like overly intoxicating version when you sell your art or you sell your crafts, because somebody's literally handing you money,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very powerful spiritually object, but also even just in our societally object.
Mm-hmm.
And that like double whammy and that whole thing can really mess you up. But I think it's true even with inside of a project internally.
Mm.
Right? You might do something and be like, oh, that I really love this. I did a really good job on this. And that can be something to look out for,
Mm.
because the same thing can happen. You can feel really down because of your success.
Right. Yeah, so I consider myself a success, like as a human being, but like there's always these like kind of scary things, especially as someone who's underemployed.
Mm.
And there's always like these scaries about like how successful I am. And
Should we see?
nothing more about that. Yeah,
Let's see what the next one is.
Yeah, let's see the healthy way to release rejection.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
This kind of makes us think, again, right next to each other. Try to reframe the pain of rejection and consider that when whatever rejected you wasn't meant to be part of your life at this time, whether it was a person, a job, something else. Some even say that rejection is protection, so even though it may really hurt now, know that something better is waiting for you. Trust that whatever is meant for you is on its way.
Yeah, Carl says that we're on Team Orange, which is very true. Like, I think we got all of the orange cards together. We might be missing one.
Yeah, you're missing one.
Okay, maybe I'll get it.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Um, so yeah, that's very interesting because, like, how do I, like, we were just saying, like, reject the pull towards success, which sometimes just means money. Like, reject that pull and, like, keep on listening to the pull of, like, my internal creativity, which is always ticking and is often not ticking for most people. And that's what makes me different.
Yeah. Okay, I think yeah, we were just talking about this
Yeah.
because that's the only real way to deal with success
Mhm.
in this position
Yeah.
is rejection.
Mm-hmm.
So, or that's the basic way. That's the most straightforward way.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, and I think that getting this card just kind of makes me think we were on the right path. We were talking
Yeah.
about it right.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely, this is lesson.
Yes, lesson to learn.
Okay, let's see. Okay, movement. I get movement quite a bit.
You do. I don't know if I've ever gotten movement.
I think it's trying to tell me to get off my fat butt.
Lol. When this card comes up in a reading, it symbolizes that it could be time to take action. Oh, it is that. And proceed on your journey or with your plans. Taking action can be scary or anxiety producing, but sometimes you need to stop thinking about things so much and just do them. This card means that the time is now and all signs say go.
All right.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Rejecting success
Mm-hmm.
and trying to recreate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do it like that. Yeah, I feel like I've been having the energy to create a little bit more lately, and I've been doing like, you can go.
Can I come back?
Yeah.
This is great. Continue.
Okay. So I feel like, especially like our friend had a baby, I've been like, oh, I have to make this baby book. I've been wanting to make this baby book, and it's
No.
no.
What are you doing?
Okay. So wanting to make this baby book for her, which is like not on my agenda, right? Like, on Gilmore Girls, like the highly strung girlfriend of Rory's dad has a baby, and she was like, and like she goes into labor earlier than expected, and she was like, "The stupid baby came too early. I wasn't expecting this."
Oh my gosh.
And that's what it kind of felt like. I was like, I have to do my art stuff and I have to do my crafting stuff, and then it just stopped. And then I was like, I'm going to do
This baby book.
this baby book, this cross stitching, which is something that I have to teach myself how to do. It takes a long time, and I'm just doing it, and I'm putting my energy into making this baby book and making it good.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be time for everything else.
Yeah.
And that's just because that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because like this baby book is going to bring me the kind of success that I need right now.
Yeah. This isn't telling you to stop doing the baby book and to get on with something else, right?
No,
Okay. I'm just.
I think doing
Can I have
the
a turn before this too? Before the next flip?
yeah.
On to say and
Yeah.
everything? Because on this, I think you really are a success. And I think the effort to create, right, which we're all on. Hi, Carl's back. Commenting wasn't fast enough. So you already are a success. So like you've already New Game Plused it, right? And you want to create and make your own thing. We all want to create. That's like why we're on this. And it is a leap of faith to give in to creation and get there and reject the not like I want to say dogma, but like at least
Yeah, I think
of
dogma
what
fits.
of what success is, because
Yeah.
success to us is making our creations. And like I have been on this since I jumped, right, like 8 months ago.
Mhm.
It is a full leap of faith, and I just have to accept that it is. And I think we're all doing the same thing.
Mhm.
Like we both had a very like just trust reading,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That we
Mhm.
are strong, we are good,
Mhm.
and then once we just trust, we'll just be like, and everything will be good. I already like
Right.
feel a release from it, because now we're all in. We've been doing these like readings.
Okay.
So
Outcome
sorry.
of the release
Thank you.
Oh.
is trust.
Oh. Oh.
I literally just had chills. I literally was having chills the whole explanation. Thank you for letting me jump in on that.
Yeah,
I
that
appreciate
was
it.
great.
So that's
A blue card.
yeah. My hand was just on it actually.
I'm like,
When this card comes up in a this is the outcome.
Yeah, the outcome of all
Releasing
of this.
success. When this card comes up in a reading, it's a sign to start trusting yourself. We often seek advice from outside sources and people we trust. The reality, though, is that most of the time, deep down inside, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do.
Mm.
It says it twice. Have the confidence to trust in yourself and your own sense of self-governance.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you can make your own decisions.
Yeah. That, like, we don't even have to dwell on that because we've already talked about it.
You want an aura card? Or
I
you
do.
good?
I think I do.
Take your time. Make sure you get an aura card.
Yeah, but the movement, I think doing the baby book it's helping me to continue to do other things too. And that's always the case.
One of the things I struggle with most in my life is just doing the thing, especially when I feel bad.
oh,
Abundance.
oh,
It always comes back to money.
Yeah, so this is when we do the aura cards, we don't assign them a specific thing. It's the aura. It is the
Yeah.
thing that is surrounding the entire reading, the entire person, and in this case, abundance. Now, before I read it, I want to say, like, you have abundance in many different aspects,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you have an abundance of creativity, and
Mhm.
when you participate in our creative endeavor, like whenever you're part of a creative endeavor that I'm part of, you multiply it,
Yeah.
right? You don't necessarily exercise any control or input any direct creativity, although you often do those things too,
Mm-hmm.
but you multiply the creativity.
Yeah.
And that's true of organization. That's true of many different things that you come into. Sometimes things you're not great at doing for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you have an abundance of those things to give away.
Yeah. I think you're totally right. Like, I can see the not good, but like the value in everyone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That is, yeah. You like a really good music producer can hear the hit song in anybody's song.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're saying I'm the Justin Bieber of like all of our endeavors.
while this depicts
Pretty good.
coins, it's important to remember that abundance can come in many forms, like love, friendship, career, and family, not just monetary abundance.
Mm.
This card asks you to recognize and celebrate the abundance that's in your life, along with the deep sense of gratitude that comes along with it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've been less gracious about my creativity lately. I've been like getting some wins and I've been like, yeah, got it, doing that. But I've been like definitely less grateful of like what, like everything that has been leading up to it and coming from it.
Yeah, that's so true. It can be very easy to fall into the routine or the hopeful routine without focusing on this is the seeing the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy the forest,
Right.
right? That's why you're out there.
Yeah, and like, because sometimes it feels like I'm hamster wheeling,
Hmm.
but like I'm so not. Like everything that I'm doing today is completely different from what I was doing like 2 years ago. Even though it's very similar, it's completely different. And,
Yeah.
and it gives me different things, and it gives others different things. So like I'm doing a baby book for someone that I did a baby book for 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2
And-
industries. Yeah.
And like sometimes I'm even getting pages from the same books, and it can feel like I'm just like in the same place, but it's so different. Like the book that I'm making now is so different from the book I made for her son.
Better or
Different.
just different? That's cool. Change is constant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm,
Alright.
that's
I'm happy
awesome.
with this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I think
I'm
you got
going
it.
to do a single card pull. No, let's do a reading for the people who are watching.
Yeah.
A nice,
Cool.
quick, not unserious, but if you are watching this is going to be your reading.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and watching. I
that?
know this was actually it was only 55 minutes. So it's
That's about as long as we
Yeah,
usually
Who's
so-
here still?
just people.
So
People are
if you are watching this in the future, if this is your past,
Yeah.
time is not a cause and effect thing, so this is still valid for you.
Yeah, you didn't miss it. This is for you too.
Yeah,
And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching.
yeah,
I don't know that you're here, but I feel your presence.
yeah.
Like
Same.
my other consciousnesses feel it, and I really appreciate it. And we're gonna give you a card that's not death.
What?
Nothing.
Death's a good
I
card.
said
That
a
means
card that's
change.
not
I think death is pretty good. I get it. I'm happy to get
All
that.
right, so we are gonna give you a nice 3 cut. I think you put them back in whatever order you'd like.
Yeah, 2, 3, 1. That's mathematically there.
And we will do your reading. This is your energy to release, how to release it, the lesson to learn, and the outcome of the release.
All right. Well, should we do 3 at a time? All right. Your energy to release is caution.
That's such a good.
You've been too cautious lately.
This card is a signal not to rush things. It asks you to slow down and listen to your inner voice. If something doesn't feel right about the situation that you're in, ask questions, honor your intuition, and proceed with care. So you got to get rid of that.
Yeah. So how do you, like, because maybe like the energy is something else that you've been too cautious
About.
Yeah. So let's see how to release caution. Like, how do you even do that? Because it doesn't seem smart, right? It's good to be cautious. Oh, intuition. That is so good. So intuition, like you're
So this
often-
might mean now that you're overthinking.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're often like thinking about intellect, which is what this card is about. Like you're relying too much on like the rules and like oh, I can't go to a scary forest, right? Like that's potentially hazardous, right? But like maybe that's where the mushrooms are.
Intuition is an inner knowing that we all possess. Society encourages us to ignore the deep knowledge that sits within us and asks us to use intellect instead. But sometimes intellect alone can't guide you where you need to go. The more you pay attention to your intuition, the stronger it becomes. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Where is it guiding you?
Yeah, think about that.
This is
The
lesson to learn.
Anger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
This is another one that society talks about anger as if it's always negative. But sometimes if you have anger at injustice, that is almost always a positive thing. So anger itself is just a tool in your emotional and your spiritual bag.
Mm.
This card This card represents an acknowledgement that anger is a natural part of life. It is okay to feel angry, but what can you do with that immense amount of energy that comes with it? How can you transform anger into something helpful for yourself and others?
That's very interesting with these cards so far, because sometimes you can, like, I'm going to avoid everything that makes me angry. I'm going to avoid everything that makes me sad. And, like, just, like, kind of, like, skate through life, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, you're not always getting things. And I'm curious to see what your outcome is going to be. Because if you avoid all the things that make you angry, then you often can't see what you're passionate about. You can't see what your values are. So, like, if you're not getting angry about things, especially in this political climate, like, it's probably means that you haven't evaluated your own
You're not fully engaging.
your own like the things that you care about, the things that are important to you.
Yeah, and it not even just politics, but if you find somebody who's truly passionate about a thing, no matter how seemingly mundane or esoteric, right? If you start talking to them about it, they are going to be angry about something in that field or in that enclave of intellect that they have.
Yeah.
So if you're really passionate about something, okay, and the outcome of release.
Yeah, and anger doesn't have to be like explosive or like active even.
Yeah, annoyance is a type of anger.
Yeah, like it doesn't. It has a lot of forms.
Yeah.
Let's see the outcome.
Oh my goodness.
Cleanse.
Cleanse. Cleansing is a beautiful way to show love and appreciation for yourself, your belongings, and your space. It's wiping away the dust and grime to reveal the shine underneath, bringing a sense of calm, ease, and clarity. When this card comes up, ask yourself, what could use a little extra cleansing? How can you give yourself or your space a little extra love?
Yeah, that's great. But cleanse is always a good outcome, right? Is that what your outcome was, cleanse?
I don't remember.
Okay.
No. Yes. No.
No, cleanse was his outcome.
I had something, death, cleanse, passion.
Yeah. Comfort.
Yeah, I knew the card. I just didn't know the name.
Yeah, so the having cleanse as an outcome, that for these three cards means that like maybe you're avoiding too much, or you're overthinking things and you're not going with your gut, and like maybe you're not letting yourself be angry at the things. And oftentimes, if you've ever like gotten like just really angry and just been like ah, then like after everything feels better, everything feels calm.
Something that this relates to that I can see in my past is sometimes you're overly cautious to do something like leave a job or end a relationship, even though like you already know it's not. You're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
Yeah.
So you give into your intuition, right? You release that by saying like, why am I thinking about leaving my job or breaking up with my boyfriend or girlfriend, I guess, if it's not something that I'm thinking about. Like I'm thinking about it for a reason, right? That's your intuition.
Yeah.
And maybe you realize like I'm angry. Like that's why, right? This is the lesson. You're righteously angry. Like there was a reason, and you were hiding it under like being afraid of the change or being afraid to free yourself. And then your cleanse can be the cleanse that has on your whole life.
Yeah, any number of things, because maybe you're angry about your boss and like mistreatment and you quit, and like that's a cleanse. Or maybe you're angry at your boss and you're like, oh hey boss, like this thing bothered me, and they're like, oh no problem, I'm gonna change that right away.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention. And that's another way to cleanse.
Maybe you have a partner that you're working with and you're getting frustrated and angry, but you're too cautious. You don't want to offend them. And then your intuition leads you to finally get angry and you tell them, like not in an angry way, not in an explosive way,
Mhm.
but you let your anger at this, whatever it is, the problem, to lead your calm, collected conversation, and that can lead to a cleanse and to a change.
Yeah.
Your aura card today is magic.
Ooh. You want me to hold it?
What an excellent card. You are magic. You, the person listening to this right now, are magic. And magic is real. It is the spark and excitement that comes out of nowhere, the act of manifestation, or the feeling of creating something from nothing. It is all of these things and more. This card represents the need to acknowledge the magic and sense of wonder within your life. It's happening around you all the time. You just need to look for it. And that's true.
Yeah.
Every thought, every piece of intuition, every bird song on the wind, everything that comes out of nowhere and finds you, that's magic.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I've never. Well, that's not true. I've thought about pulling cards for the chat before or for the viewers before, but like I really liked that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So please let us know if you're watching this on demand or later on. Let us know if this relates to you or if it helps you at all. If you have any questions, please leave us some comments. We're always here.
Suggestions?
I think definitely in 2 weeks at the new moon, we're going to be doing a new moon intentions. But I think sometime before that, I would love to do a decisions
Okay.
poll.
Let's do next week.
What
We'll
do you-
do a decisions poll.
Yeah.
We can do one for the chat.
Yeah. So I think I've never done a decisions before, and I think I really need it.
Yeah. If you need to make a decision, come back and see us in a week.
Thank you.
Hopefully the decision lasts.
Bye.
Keats. Bye.
Or not. If it doesn't, keep them even better.
Decision made itself. Started 41 seconds.